All right, this is a very important video, and I want to start it with a question. What are you willing to give up your rights for? What are you willing to throw your freedoms out the window for? Would it be for safety? Will you throw away all of your freedoms for promised security? Will you do it for policy? Will you allow your freedoms and rights to be taken away from you because of other people's stupidity or the criminality of others? What are you willing to give away your rights for? I want to show you this video right here. I'm not going to play the whole video, but wait till you see what this guy says at the end here. I think this right here says Harris County Precinct 4 Constable Mark Herman and the DA's office and other law enforcers remind you that driving under the influence will not be tolerated. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing for society not to tolerate people who are going to get behind the wheel of a 3,500-pound machine and cruise down the road inebriated and unable to make right decisions. I don't want to be on the road when those people are on the road. I don't want my family to be there. I don't want any of you guys to be the unwitting victims of somebody who got behind the wheel of a car in an inebriated state. So that they take what is good. It's good to stop this criminality, and it truly is criminality. If you're going to get behind the wheel of a 3,500, 4,000 pound machine in an intoxicated state, you're putting everybody on the road in jeopardy, and you're being a dumb bunny, to be frank about it. But these guys in the Houston Police Department are going to make sure that you know that they're going to remove all of these dangerous individuals from the street. And that's a good thing. But how are they going to do it? What is the method? What is the means? What's the way they're going to make sure that they keep all these intoxicated people off the road? Well, it necessitates, and remember, necessity is the plea for every infringement of human freedoms. It's the argument of tyrants. It's the creed of slaves. It's necessary that we get these people off the street. Therefore, it's necessary that we take away your freedoms in order to do it. So we're going to set up DUI checkpoints, and we're going to trample your Fourth Amendment right to be secure in your persons, houses, papers, and effects in your property. And we're going to request your ID, even though you didn't do anything wrong, even though you didn't commit a crime. But somebody out there might be committing a crime. So we got to catch you, all you freedom lovers, in our dragnet. So are you willing to give up your freedom because they want to do something good? Listen to this.
Like Judge Cordova, who is going to be here overnight signing warrants from the DA's office, that is going to have prosecutors in multiple locations. You notice we're in Cypresswood, which is up north. We have JPC. We have multiple locations around the county with judges, DAs, and nurses ready to go. And what that does is streamlines the whole process. That means when these officers stop an intoxicated individual, they don't have to drive downtown to get the blood anymore. They get to take them right to a spot. They get to hand him off and get back out there and catch more drunk drivers.
They get to get your blood right now. And now, something people don't think of, because when you look in the bottom of the comment section here, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. A lot of lives are going to be saved, and the people that are dumb and make dumb decisions as an adult deserve punishment, jail time, and long-term jail time. So people are, great work, guys. Real work, real reason. Well, it is a real reason, but that real reason is no constitutional justification to take away the rights of others because you suspect somebody else may be driving. And how many people have gotten pulled over and weren't drunk, they weren't intoxicated, they weren't under the influence of drugs or alcohol, and yet cops still took them down? Let me just show you a couple of examples right here. This is a kid that this guy pulled over as kind of a retaliatory stop. And because the kid questioned the authority of the cop goes ahead and goes through all the hoops and loops of giving this kid a sobriety test. The kid should have never played along, but at the end of it, he wins. But watch this. A lot of people don't look at reality. When the Houston Police Department or any police department says they're going to set up DUI checkpoints because we want to keep you safe, yeah, that sounds like a good thing, but keeping you safe is still not a reason to give up your liberties. Listen to this.
My name's Officer Winters with the Newton Police Department. The reason I pulled you over is because you have your bright lights on.
Yeah, I have a headlight out, so I just keep my brights on.
That's not legal. Where are you coming from?
Friend's house.
Anything to drink over there? Look, I'm gonna have you hop out with me, okay? How much have you had to drink tonight?
None.
What do you mean none?
I've had nothing to drink.
Why would your eyes be watery and bloodshot?
Do you want to blow me real quick?
I don't want to blow you.
I've had nothing to drink.
But your movements in the car kind of say otherwise. And so does the odor of alcohol coming from your person.
There was no odor. The guy admits to it later. There was no indication that this person who was operating this vehicle was under the influence of anything at any time.
Great, let's do a test and
We'll get to the test.
I can't wait. So what happens if nothing pops up? Do you get in trouble?
No? Why would I get in trouble?
Because you think I'm drinking, but I'm not drinking.
And that's the cop's mentality. Why would I get in trouble for harassing you? Why would I get in trouble for taking your rights away? Why would I get in trouble for detaining you and wasting your time? I'm not going to get in trouble. I've got qualified immunity.
Officer Winters thinks I'm drinking tonight. We're about to do a test, and he's going to find out I had nothing to drink. He's going to look stupid.
I'm going to have you stand with your heels and toes together.
And that cop, that's contempt of cop right there, and that is a no-go, buddy. You just basically condemned Officer Winters, and you spoke the truth about him, and because he has his feelings on his sleeve, and he took that as contempt of cop, and because he's drunk on his own power and authority, well, he's going to take you through the ringer now.
Together, with your arms down to your side. I'm going to check your eyes.
Cool. How many more we got?
This test is about 2 minutes long. So I want you to put your left foot on the line, take your right foot, put it in front of your left foot.
Part 2 of this pathetic... Here, let's go to part 2.
You're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps. When you get to your 9th step, leave your front foot on the line. Turn by taking a series of small steps. Turn and take 9 heel-to-toe steps 3, just like I did.
Come on, man.
The cop knows the whole time that this kid is not intoxicated. He knows the whole time. Because his ego got the best of him, he couldn't let it go.
Too easy. Let's do the breath now. 2 for 2.
Well, sir, I don't believe you are 2 for 2. Next test is I want you to stand with your heels and toes together. Stand right here in this flat part.
God, you a rookie, bro. This your first year?
No.
No way. How many false accusations you got?
0.
It's about to be your first.
We'll see.
He knows it too. He knows I'm about to pass this shit. It's freezing, man. Look at you. You got all these clothes on, and I got shorts on, and it's raining. And you false accusing me, so of course I'm gonna be a little nervous. You got nothing to say. Give me a little blow.
I will.
Little zeros.
I will here in a minute.
Who's supervisor? You're looking at him. Thank you. Rookie move. Rookie
Don't
move.
think so. Are we
The
at the
blow. Let's
15-minute
blow real
test?
quick. Stop doing all these damn tests. Let's blow. I used to love doing cops. Never give me no problems. Till now.
You're showing some very strong signs of impairment.
You ready?
Yep. Now you have the right to remain silent.
Next, he blows 0, and the cop still wouldn't let him go. Let's look at the last part real quick.
When's the last time we smoked weed?
I do not remember that.
Tonight?
Oh,
I think it's tonight.
I blew 0, so now you're trying to think I smoke weed. That's what's going on. You can't do that, man. You really can't do
Absolutely.
That's a fishing expedition. Well, I pulled you over so that I could fabricate a reason to have pulled you over. And now that you blew 0s, well, it must be weed. Oh, now I smell weed. Just coming up with anything he can come up with, not to protect and serve, but to harass this guy, to give him a hard time, to take away his rights, to exert authority.
I can.
Is he allowed to do that? Yes, he is. I blew 0s. Do you think I'm on drugs?
Let's be honest. You smoke some weed at your friend's house?
No.
Odor of alcohol coming from your person. Why is your field sobriety so poor? And your
speaking
eyes are
seriously.
watery, and your eyes are bloodshot.
You know why they're watery? Probably because we're in rain right now, dumbass. I want that video too.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back. Right now you're being placed under arrest for operating while intoxicated, okay?
We would like to speak with you and Nate.
Here's Officer Winters, walk of shame.
So, I just want to know, like, how does it feel? How does it feel for what? Remember I told you when you first pulled me over?
I had nothing to drink. He's gonna look stupid.
Look at this guy.
You're like, you're impaired. You're on drugs. You drink alcohol. Turns out I'm not on any of that. Okay. Really dumb decision by you today. I'm really disappointed in how... Was this your first false accusation?
No.
You said it was...
I've been wrong many times.
I can tell. You wasted my night. I want you to do a better job than that.
And they will never be held accountable. So when we get back to this Houston Police Department waxing all virtuous about how they're going to get drunk drivers off the road, the drunk drivers they should be getting off the road are the psychopaths who are drunk on their own power, taking away everybody else's freedom and liberty because somebody out there somewhere might be driving under the influence. I want to make it clear on this channel, if you're driving under the influence, you are a dumb bunny. You're a dumb clock. You are stupid. You're actually doing to others what you wouldn't want done to you. You don't want to be out on the road when somebody out there is inebriated. You don't want to be out on the road going 60 miles this way and somebody else is going 60 miles this way and take the chance of some drunk driver swerving and hitting you and getting into a head-on collision, 120 mile per hour, 60 plus 60 collision. You don't want that. Don't get behind the wheel of a car and operate a car under the influence of anything. It's dumb. But these cops take something that everybody knows is dumb and use it as an opportunity and as a justification to set up a checkpoint, these DUI checkpoints. I'll show you this from their Facebook page. Here's the checkpoint that they set up based on this video right here to take away your rights. What is a checkpoint? It's a constitution-free zone. You don't have the Fourth Amendment here. You will ID. If you fail at ID, then we're going to take police action against you. People have to understand that when they're seeing this and they're mixing the good, get the drunk drivers off the road, with the bad, we got to take your individual liberties to do it. You got to wake up and understand you can't do that. Not constitutionally, not according to natural law, not according to everything that is right. It is absolutely wrong to broad brush criminality on everybody because a few dumb clucks get behind the wheel of a car and do something stupid.
And that's not where it stops. You're going to spend that night in jail, and our office is going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
Fullest extent.
Quite frankly, folks, we are tired of being out here every night and standing over dead bodies that are a result of an incredibly selfish act.
It is a selfish act. I give him that. It truly is a selfish act to drink, to have drunk whatever you're drinking, and to be under the influence of that, and then get behind the wheel of a car. Just I can't think of anything more stupid or irresponsible.
And that's what DWI is. So this week, have a plan before you leave your house. Because if you don't, your judgment's going to be impaired. You're going to make the wrong decision. And as evidenced by all of these people behind me, we already have our plan to catch you when you decide to do that selfish action.
So what we got here is we got just this whole bunch of road pirates. I'm not going to watch this whole thing, but I do want to. I want to come to the end where the DA comes back on. Listen to who he says he's going to make. Who he's going to turn innocent people into criminals. Listen to who he's talking about here. Not just drivers. And I'm talking about people who are behind the wheel of a car in an intoxicated way. Listen to what he says here.
DWI is one of those crimes that runs almost our entire ranges of punishment. For a very first DWI, if you've done nothing wrong in your entire life, you face up to 6 months in county jail.
You know what infuriates me about this is what we talked about right here, is that they will pin a DWI on somebody that is not guilty.
When's the last time we smoked weed?
Officer Winters did it with this guy right here. I put up a video the other day. This right here, this guy from I think it was the Gilbert Police Department. Is Gilbert? Yeah, it was the Gilbert Police Department. This guy blew zeros, and they still took him in as a DUI suspect. So when I go over here to this, let's see, what is this? Arrested for DUI. This is from the Houston Police Department. When I go over here and see that they arrested this lady right here for causing a crash and blowing 3 times over the legal limit, it makes me wonder, is that true? Because the cops lie to us so often. They lied to us about this guy. They lied to us about this guy right here. This guy pulled a unconstitutional trick that a lot of legal professors and other law enforcers said, I've never seen him do that. He took the breathalyzer after the guy blew zeros and he put it up to his nose when he had his head back and his eyes closed. Just pulling out every trick in the book so that he could generate revenue for his state masters. So don't tell me every time they pull somebody over for a DUI that person was actually guilty of that crime.
To a $2,000 fine, up to 2 years of a license revocation. And that's before we even start talking about the amount of money you're going to have to spend on insurance, on new attorneys, on every other surcharge.
Money for lawyers, money for attorney's fees, money for court costs, money piling into the DA, money piling into the state.
That you're going to have to be associated with committing this stupid act. That's a DWI first.
And there's a lot of people who won't fight it. They'll actually get a false, bogus charge put on them, and they'll go through court and they'll just try to clear their name. They don't fight the system. There are very few people who actually be out there, trying to get media exposure and tell the local newspaper, hey, this happened right here. I videotaped everything. I got it on my dash cam. I got it on my body cam. I had my cell phone rolling, and these people committed a criminal act against me. Very few people will take these law enforcers, these road pirates to task, and they know it. So it's a numbers game to them. Hey, you can get somebody in a false DUI charge and they're going to have to pay thousands of dollars because they're going to be threatened all along the way. Hey, you might go to jail for 6 months. You might go to jail for 2 years. You want to cut a plea deal? And it just brings more money into the coffers. I don't trust anything these cops say. And that's what people do. They let their guard down and they hear something good. Take DUI offenders off the street. Yeah, let's do it. What do we have to give up? Just a little bit of our freedoms? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Could it be that the cops lie? They don't even consider that the cops could be lying. The cops are pulling over 100 people, no, maybe 1,000 people to get 2. They're going to infringe on the rights of 1,000 people so they can get 2 people who are stupid enough to drive drunk. And of those 2, maybe only one of them was really driving drunk. Tell me that cops aren't involved in issuing false charges to people who are supposed to be protecting and serving. Get out of here with that nonsense.
Goes up to a year in the county jail and a $4,000 fine. DWI third is up to 10 years in prison. And that's if you don't hurt anyone.
Money.
If you hurt someone.
Now money for the prison industrial complex, because now you're going to go to jail for 10 years. And if you hurt somebody, it could be 20 years.
And commit serious bodily injury, you're up to 10 years in
But wait, guys, there's more. Wait till you hear who he turns into a criminal at the end of this.
prison for the very first time you make that mistake. If you kill someone, it's up to 20 years in prison. So it goes the entire gamut from our Class B misdemeanors all the way up to, in some cases, a first-degree felony. So those are the ramifications that anyone faces. But in Houston, we have such a large population of people that are here that may not have documentation or that may be here on green cards or visas. That there's just not. Don't come see us. And one other thing that I failed to mention initially is...
Here we go. Oh, there's one other thing that I forgot to mention. Listen to this.
Because of a grant from TxDOT, the DA's office is also going backwards from serious crashes, from multiple DWIs out of a location. And we are finding the people that contribute to that mayhem, the bartenders, the managers at establishments that put profits over public safety, and we're arresting them as well. So
we are going to go back in time and not just focus our attention on the person who got behind the wheel of the car in an unreasonable, irresponsible manner, but we're going to go after the owners of the establishments and the bartenders and the cocktail waitresses who served that guy, and we're going to slap them with criminal charges, and we're going to drag them through the court mud, and we're going to make them pay hefty fines. This is stuff that's cold cases. We're going back. We're going to find out who those bartenders were. We're going to find out who the business owners were at that time. Oh, you put profits over people? Well, watch this. Who else puts profits over people? Oh, that's right. The Houston Police Department does it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in the road piracy program. Listen to this again. Unbelievable.
the DA's office is also going backwards from serious crashes, from multiple DWIs out of a location. And we are finding the people that contribute to that mayhem, the bartenders, the managers at establishments that put profits over public safety, and we're arresting them as well. So
somebody took money out of their pocket and said, give me a drink. And you're a bartender, so your job is to give him a drink. So you do it. Give him as many drinks as he wants to. You're not responsible for what that guy does when he leaves your establishment. Same with the owner. This is capitalism. The bartender has not harmed anybody, hasn't threatened to harm anybody, hasn't damaged anybody's property, hasn't stolen anything. He engaged in a mutually consensual business transaction. They gave him money. He gave them a drink. Period. No crime committed. No fine should be imposed. This is absolutely unreasonable, unrighteous, and evil. But that's where the Houston Police Department is. And so I just wanted to end with this about the constitutionality of DUI checkpoints. So I've got this this is Silverman Law Offices in Texas. So it says, going home after a night out on the town can quickly become frightening if a driver sees police lights flashing ahead. While from a distance it may appear like a typical traffic stop, a driver may soon find themselves in an even more tense situation. A DUI checkpoint, a show me your papers checkpoint, your Fourth Amendment right doesn't apply here checkpoint, a constitution-free zone checkpoint. That's what they should be calling it. A checkpoint is a planned patrol on a stretch of road requiring all drivers passing to speak with law enforcement. We require you to speak to us. Sorry, that's not consensual. And anytime somebody does something non-consensual without somebody's consent and against their will, they've committed a criminal activity. So if you force me into a conversation with you, you've committed a crime. If I force you into a conversation with me when you don't want to have one, then I've committed a crime because I basically violated your rights. And that's what a checkpoint is. It's a violation of rights checkpoint. A checkpoint is a planned patrol on a stretch of road requiring all drivers passing to speak with law enforcement before going through. Hey, you want to freely travel? Sorry, you can't do it until you answer some of our questions while we conduct our little roadside investigation and while we search your private property against the Fourth Amendment. Without a warrant, I might add. During a checkpoint, an officer would typically ask for the driver's license and look for anything suspicious. You're not doing anything suspicious. What's that? What am I smelling here? What's that? Is that an open can? That's an open beverage container. Why don't you pull over to secondary? If an officer suspects that the driver may be intoxicated or committing a traffic violation, that officer will ask the driver to go through a specific area for further investigation. From there, an officer may conduct a field sobriety test. From what I've heard, never take them. Or additional testing and arrest a driver if they are suspected of being intoxicated. And then they say, while DUI DWI checkpoints are legal in some states, Texas lawmakers have said otherwise. First, legislators stated that checkpoints violate a person's Fourth Amendment right to unreasonable searches and seizures. Of course it does. Yes, it does. It truly does. I don't think it does. I don't believe it does. I know it does, and you know it too. It's the right of the people to be secure. It's the unalienable, unalterable, non-negotiable right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. And that extends to their vehicle. You can't search it. You promised you wouldn't search it. You promised you would uphold my Fourth Amendment right. Now here you are with this checkpoint violating it. What does that say about you as a person, officer? Additionally, in 1991, case for State versus Wagner, it resulted in a Texas Court of Criminal Appeals ruling that checkpoints are illegal because of how law enforcement conducts these types of stops. Can DWI checkpoints still happen in Texas law enforcement? Yeah, they'll push, even though they know that the legislators don't like it, that it's unconstitutional, they'll still do it because they can get away with it because they have qualified immunity and nobody's ever going to hold them personally responsible and no money's going to come out of their pockets for violating people's rights. And until that stops, expect it to continue. In Texas, law enforcement must have reasonable suspicion that a driver is intoxicated to make the stop. That means that an officer must witness actions like lane swerving. But hey, you didn't turn on your blinker 550 feet before you were supposed to. Hey, you were swerving. Well, officer, you were actually the one that was swerving. My body cam, my dash cam shows that I wasn't swerving at all. I was actually staying in between the lines. You've seen that Chuck Bronson video. He's staying perfectly between the lines, mile or two below the speed limit. It's the cop who's doing the swerving and going over the line. Speeding or slowing down for no reason, not stopping for stop signs or traffic lights. Guys, I'm telling you, record. If you don't have a body cam and a dash cam rolling at all times, you're at a deficit. Driving erratically or driving without headlights in the dark. This means that if a DUI checkpoint were to happen, an experienced Houston DWI attorney could argue that any subsequent action taken by law enforcement after the checkpoint were illegal. It's unconstitutional. You broke your oath, dude. So this guy says he's going to turn back time. He's going to turn back the pages of time, and he's going to find the people who served the drinks to these people who got DUIs, and they're going to serve up fines to those servers. It's the land of tyranny, guys. If you don't flex your rights, if you don't use your rights, you don't have rights. Flex them all the time. Your rights are unalienable, non-negotiable, and cannot be taken away from you legitimately. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification icon. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my private email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. Just hit that subscribe button or grab a hard-hitting conversation starting design from the store. You can put on a shirt, hoodie, mug, hat, whatever you want to. I got 2 new designs in the store. Check out what they are. The links are in the description and in the pinned comment. I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe for more tyranny busting content.